Bots, and welcome back to my channel. If you happen to be new, I'm Faith. Today's video is not dating horror stories, but it is still some dating tips and advice. Therefore, there will not be any conversations on the side, but all the bingeable content will be linked at the top. And I do have my nails on today. I'm so excited about that. Before we get into our video, I just have some quick housekeeping. Everything is listed in the description box for more information, as well as links to my social media accounts. Feel free to connect with me there. Still, if you do have a dating horror story or success story, you can always send those to my email, which is also in the bottom. Just make sure that you put the subject line dating fails on that. That way I look at it and I don't just happen to throw it away. If you would, please subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell so that you are alerted when new videos post. We do a lot of fun things here, from dating to some true crime, healthy recipes, workouts that you can do at home. We've got a lot of awesome content going on, so the more that you subscribe, the more that we can keep doing this. One thing I do ask, if you do happen to subscribe, please comment down below and let me know that you did subscribe so that I can give you a warm and welcome and proper hey. Now, let's get into this. Alright, so what we're talking about today are the 5 top fails. Don't even do these 5 dating fails. So these are things that you should not do when you definitely are on your first date, probably your second date, probably some of them your third date. Just don't do them until you're officially dating. Okay, but the first one, so do not talk about really your medical history in general or any kind of therapy on your first date. Now, I want to say I've been in therapy multiple different times for multiple different things. I've been in couples therapy. I've been on my own three different times in the past 4 years, I think, something like that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going into therapy. If you need somebody to talk to, 100%, I highly recommend it. It's extremely beneficial to have an outside party to really help you sort through your feelings, and not even just your feelings and your anxieties, but for me, it's really helped in the way that I communicate with other people, the way that I talk about situations instead of just keeping everything inside. There's nothing wrong with therapy. However, I just don't find it tasteful to mention anything like that on your first date in general, and that just comes from why are you needing to open up to this person on your first date? I just don't think it makes sense, right? So, don't go into your first date just revealing all of that information. Keep that a little bit more to yourself. And again, it's not to hide anything. Just think of it in terms of, this is personal to me, and those who are closest to me only get to get this information. Now, the second thing that you should not do on your first date, really, you shouldn't do this at all. You shouldn't do this at all, is be a jabbermouth. And what I mean by this is, guys, girls, non-binary pals out there, not to steal Obese to Beast's thing, but anybody shouldn't do this. Just as respect and courtesy, do not constantly talk about yourself. If you're talking and you're like, oh, they have not opened their mouth for a second, stop, ask them a question. I think that a lot of times, especially men, for whatever reason, on a first date or a second date, a lot of times they talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. And I have been guilty of this too. Whether it's we get excited or we think we're impressing somebody, stop, and be courteous and just ask them about themselves, and even like acknowledge it and be like, oh my gosh, I've been sitting here talking and just jabbering away for forever now. Please tell me about you. Like, what do you such and such and such and such? You know, make the conversation inclusive, and make them feel like they're important. Everybody wants to feel like they are interesting. Everybody wants to feel like the other person is interested in their lives. So make them feel that way by just asking questions. If you're talking about all the places you've traveled, ask them. So where have you traveled, or where would you like to travel to? Why? You know, keep the conversation going to where it flips it back on them. All right, so number 3, dating do not do. Do not pester them. What I mean by this is, you've had your first date. Do not call them. Do not text them. Do not stalk their Facebook. Go back to living your life. Now, in a few days, if you haven't heard from them, but you feel like y'all really connected and you wanna, you know, if you have their number and you wanna text them and you wanna be like, hey, the other night I really felt like, you know, we kicked it off. I just wanted to check in and see if you'd be down to hang out such and such. Like, that's fine. And I know a lot of girls are gonna be like, no, I would never do that. Okay, whatever. That's you. I feel like if you were genuinely interested in somebody and you really wanted to see where it went, reach out to them and ask. I think a lot of us are so scared of rejection, and at this point, I'm just like, that's cool. Like, if you reject me, if you shoot me down, cool. What I hear or see a lot is a person goes, they have this amazing date, they feel like they really connected with this guy or girl or whatever, and then it's like they don't hear from them. Real life, things can happen. Real life, typically when you're dating like that, you're dating multiple people, so maybe he had a better connection with somebody else. And I'm just using he as just a general term here. But it doesn't hurt in a few days, if you really haven't heard from them, to reach out and just say, hey, you know, felt like we kicked it off, would you like to go grab a drink or whatever. If they don't reply back, cool, they've moved on, so should you. If they reply back and they're down, well, that's awesome. If they've replied back and they just kind of brush you off, leave it alone. I think we get so tied up in one date being really good that we kind of focus all of our energy on that. I was gonna say, it's kind of like when you're job hunting, right? And you apply for this job that you really liked, and I'm only using this analogy because I'm currently searching for a job, but you apply for this job that you really feel like you like, and you really feel like the interview went so well. But we forget how many other people there are for this one job. It's kind of similar when it comes to dating, especially with online dating. It's giving you such a broad pool to pull from. So although we might have felt like this just went so well, the other person might have went on 3 more dates and there's somebody else that he just feels like it went so much more with. You know what I mean? So it doesn't hurt to follow up, but don't, and I say follow up like it is a job, but it kind of is. It almost is like an interviewing process at first. But don't stalk them. Don't already start to build your life around them. Like, it doesn't work like that. Give it some days, do your own thing, go on more dates. I think a lot of times people think, well, I went on this one date with this person, I'm not gonna go on any more dates because I really like them. Why? You could really like somebody else that you go out with tomorrow. Like, don't, until it gets like to the 3rd date, don't start limiting your options already. It's just my opinion. All right, so the 4th thing, and I feel like that can kind of go hand in hand with the last, is you're trying too hard. You're like emphasizing who you are to kind of mesh with that person, and you're not being yourself. And this can be, you know, forcing conversation. This can be just, I guess, enhancing conversation. Be real, because sooner or later it's going to be exposed, if you will. And sooner or later, if you kind of tried to manipulate yourself to fit into this other person's likes and dislikes, eventually that's all going to unravel, and then you just wasted all this time. So I don't understand why we're not just being upfront with who we are and what we want, because in the end that saves both of you guys so much time. So be real. I have a friend, she's like, I mean, some people will disagree, but she is like, what is this? What is this? She is like the realest person that I know, and she will tell you up front and just everything that she is and what she needs and what she's looking for, which is great. A little bit of that can be oversharing, but whatever. But you don't need to pretend to be something that you're not, because eventually that's just going to make you both really unhappy, because you pretended to either like somebody or be into something that's just not you. And the right person for you is going to love and be attracted to the qualities about you that are actual facts, you know, that really make up who you are. So be realistic. Don't be something that you're not. Don't try too hard. And the last thing that I want to discuss and tell you, you know, don't do this. Don't do this in certain ways. This is mostly for females. Do not be overly sexy. And I wanna focus on this a little bit in a different way, because I'm a believer. Dress how you want, act how you want, if that's legitimately who you are, depending on the why behind it. Like, I am a strong believer in dressing up, wearing lingerie, wearing heels. I work remotely, but sometimes I will wear heels, and sometimes I will wear heels at the house in my leggings. Like, sometimes it's about how it makes you feel, right? If I really need a self-care day, or I really need to feel good about myself, I might wear like lingerie, my best lingerie underneath my clothes. I'm still at the house, nobody is gonna see it, but it is completely for me. It just makes me feel more feminine in still a powerful way. And some women, they dress sexy for themselves because it does make them feel that way. Other women, I 100% think that they wear makeup and they wear sexy clothes because it's to like impress someone, or they think it will attract them a partner, and I'm just like, it's gonna attract the wrong partner. And if you're not doing this for yourself, I want to be 100% blunt. If you're not doing this for yourself and that's what you portray, that person is going to expect that if they get into a relationship with you. So be very careful about how you present yourself. Is that going to be an expectation that's going to require some keep up? Or is that legitimately like what you do for yourself, and it won't really require any kind of maintenance because that's what you do for yourself? Does that make sense? I know I'm gonna get some hate in the comments. I'm gonna get some hate in the comments. Okay, so for me, I expect a certain upkeep from my partner. And I say this because I think it's very important that we are attractive to our partners. It's very hard to have a relationship if you're not honestly attracted to your partner, right? And there can be different things that attract you. I'm not saying like they have to be a certain way or look a certain way. Maybe it's their personality, and if that happened to change, you'd no longer be attracted to them. For me, it's a little bit of both. It is a person's determination. That can be very attractive to me. What their aspirations are can be very attractive to me. Of course, their looks, certain things can be very attractive to me. For me, if my partner they didn't work out at all, I would probably not be attracted to them, and that's just because I work out a lot. And I mean, I'm not like a perfect body type. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that's my expectation at all. But I do like somebody who, you know, they can get out, they can do things with me. They can, of course, they can eat pizza with me, but they can also find healthier alternatives when I need that kind of support too. That's attractive to me. So it's really important that when you're entering a relationship, you're not giving off this expectation that's not you. And of course, for a date, you're gonna dress up and you're gonna dress nice or whatever, and versus when you're at the house, you'll wear sweatpants and stuff. And those things come, you know, as a relationship starts to build and grow and everything, those things come. I'm not saying that, but if you're the kind of person who never wears makeup, why would you wear makeup in your profile? Like maybe 1 or 2 pictures, but shouldn't most of your pictures be all natural? That's just my opinion. I know I'm gonna get some clap back for that, and that's cool. That's cool. Fight me. I don't really care. Just my opinion. I'm just trying to help. So, hope you guys enjoyed those little dating don'ts. Let me know what dating don't you would recommend in the comments below, and I will show some feedback to that. Otherwise, I will catch y'all next time. I appreciate you watching. Go subscribe, go watch another video. Love you lots. Catch you next time. Bye.